The new moon rode high in the crown of the metropolis, shining like who on top of this? People was tussling, arguing and bustling. Gangsters of Gotham, hardcore hustling. I'm wrestling with words and ideas. My ears quick, seeing what will transmit, describe, and apply the transcript. Yo, this ain't no time where the usual is suitable. Tonight alive, let's describe the inscrutable, the indisputable. We New York, the narcotic, draped in metal and fiber optics. We're mercenaries who paid to trade hot stockings for profit. Thirsty criminals, thick pockets. Hard knuckles on the second hand of working class watches. Skyscrapers is colossus. The cost of living is preposterous. Stay alive, play and die, no option. No Batman and Robin. Can't tell between the cops and the robbers. They all partners, they all heartless, with no conscience. Back streets stay darkened, while unbeliever hearts stay hardened. My eagle's talent stay sharpened, like city lights stay throbbing. You either make a way or stay solvent. The shiny apple and fruit was sweetened. Nightly news repeat, who got shot down and locked down. Spotlight the savages, NASDAQ averages. My narrative grows to explain its existence amidst the harbor lights which remain in the distance. So much on my mind that I can't recline. Left the holes in the night till she bless sunshine.
Check it out for Danny Morrison Show, KBLA, Talk 1580. Love me some hip-hop. Do not forget, it is election day. We're hearing from Ariba Martin and Dominique DePrima live from Karen Bass for Mayor Election Night Headquarters. The numbers are rolling in as we speak. We'll keep you informed all throughout the show. They're going to be calling in live from there. And we get to talk to them about the L.A. political scene, you know, a little bit about the history being made here in L.A. if Karen Bass is elected mayor and other election day political races and ballot measures that we are tracking here at KBLA Talk 1580. Talking to Dominique DePrima at the bottom of this hour. Keep it locked. But right now, keep it locked inside the Rob Report. Come on, let's go. You ready? Come on. It's the Queen of Royal Bad.
It's time for the Rob Report with Robin A.
Highlighting people and things you should know about.
From entrepreneurs and entertainers to money and meditation.
Robin's got you covered.
Get out of here.
Follow Robin at Robin Ayers. You're listening to the Rob Report on the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580. Robin's got a
Oh, okay.
It is official. John Fetterman beats Mehmet in Pennsylvania.
Come on, breaking news.
That's breaking. Hey, can we have some breaking news, Mr. Andy? Can we have breaking news? No breaking news?
There's a breaking news.
You sleep on the radio, what? John Fetterman beats Mehmet Oz in Pennsylvania. It is official. There's the news right there. Wow.
Yeah, that's great. It's great. I mean, I'm really, you know, I guess maybe at the top of tomorrow we'll really start to see what these numbers are, more concrete numbers. And there is good news over also in Maryland. We have our first black governor over there, Wes Moore. I mean, it's just great all around. Can you imagine right now what that energy must be like at Karen Bass's headquarters?
It's crazy.
The energy. I mean, I don't know what it's like, but you know. I don't know. I'm just sort of television before I came here. I was just, couldn't wait to see what was going on all around the nation, really.
Can you believe Wes Moore, who is what? He's a Rhodes Scholar. That cat is an author. And he's I think he's 44.
Yeah, he's pretty young.
He's the first black mayor of Maryland. It's crazy.
It's groundbreaking. It's exciting.
I couldn't imagine being a governor at that age.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you ever see yourself in politics ever?
No, I was asked back in my hometown. I did not.
But how do you view yourself?
You want a quick story?
I love a quick story.
Story time with Danny Morrison tonight. Look at it. I'm taking over the story time segment.
And before you tell us your story, I am expecting a very special guest to call in. So just be on your P's and Q's. But anyway, go ahead. Story time with
Janet Jackson.
You wish.
It better not be no. I don't want to do no push-ups.
Let's hear your story.
It's on site. So I have a friend that shall remain nameless, a Latino cat, very active, involved in politics back in Kern County. So he calls me one day and he said, "What are you doing tomorrow?" I go, "You tell me. Let's get some lunch." I said, "Okay, you buy. I'll have some guests with me, though." I said, "Who?" I said, "I can't tell you." Okay. It ain't like, the IRS or nothing. It ain't like, He said, "No, I think you'll like it. I think." Okay. So we meet at this hotel downtown called the Padre Hotel. It's a historic hotel. I walk into the room, and I see him sitting at the table with there was one Latino gentleman and one white gentleman.
Okay.
And I walk, and there's paperwork sprawled on the table, and my name and my business and Social Security number and my favorite color and blood type, all my business. And I go, "Wow, pictures of me when I was 7 years old. Well, what's going on?" They go, "Have a seat." "Hi, Mr. Morrison. Nice to meet you." Shake my hand. I sit down, and I'm scared now. I'm like, "What the heck is going on?" So I'm sitting there telling me all about politics in Central California, and they go, "Mr. Morrison, we think that you are probably the only person of color that could win a political campaign in Central California. Have you ever considered?" And I go, "No, I haven't. I'm just not interested." Because I was building my media empire, and I had my movement, and I had bills to pay. And I brought that up to them. I go, "I ain't got time to run a campaign. I got bills to pay. I got a family to feed." And they go, "We'll pay your bills for an entire year if you consider it, all the way up to the campaign." And I go, "All right, hold on. Give me a second to think about it for a second. You tripping? You didn't say that." And I go, "I don't think so. I'll be honest, I'd have to talk it over with my family regardless, but it's just not something that I saw myself in." And so they go, "Don't tell us no now. How about you wait a week? Call us in a week and let us know."
You're making this sound very MIB, like some people came to visit you with suits
weird.
and black glasses on. Who were they? What did they want you to run for, and why you?
I can't say, but yeah, I think I was a loud black voice in Central Cali.
Okay.
And if they put some muscle behind me, I already,
I mean, what, like the mayor, or you can't say.
They just said a campaign, and I don't know where they would put me. I think they had their thoughts on where they would put me.
Interesting.
And
okay.
I turned them down.
Wow.
But I ain't gonna lie, my family was like, "They're gonna pay our bills for a year? We should just do it and lose. Who cares? Bills paid for a year."
Do it and lose.
But
okay.
So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah.
I have been approached, but
you never saw yourself in that manner.
Nah, nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
Okay. But you're interested in watching it. You care about politics, obviously, just not for yourself, and that's not in your trajectory.
I think until we get to the point where we African Americans are not only voting on a wide scale, but choosing the necessary people to put in office, I still got work to do. My job is to make sure I provide the engine to get these people. I think that's what we both are here for.
That's fair.
But we got to help in choosing the right candidates to do the job.
I agree. And clearly they were after you. They thought you were the right candidate. So.
Well, for that area of the state, yeah, shoot. If you could, have somebody that's got a little visibility, African American, yeah, got the community support, yeah, it could go very well.
Yeah.
But politics are nasty, though.
Whew.
Are you
clearly?
Are
yes.
you ready?
Politics are
for them to dig all into your business.
Yeah, exactly. Your business, your family's business, however they can get to you, they would do it.
That girl that you stood up on that date when you were 17 years old, that's the most shot.
She'd come out the woodworks, yeah.
Daddy was like slapping me in the parking lot.
What?
And they'll pay people to say something about you.
No, exactly. It's nasty. It is nasty.
So no, I turned it down. There you go.
All right. Well, let's get into this raw report. I'm very interested in what you think about it. I did bring it up last week about this new thing. Okay, gentle parenting. I actually had never heard of it, but it's really a term. Now it's becoming more and more popular. And let me just describe it to you if you had not heard the definition. Gentle parenting is an evidence-based, happy, confident children. This parenting style is composed of four main elements: empathy, respect, understanding, and boundaries. And it focuses on fostering the qualities you want in your child by being compassionate and enforcing consistent boundaries.
Mm-hmm. It sounds all good on paper.
It does. Do you not think it's possible? Well, first of all, let me ask you if you think it's possible with black people.
Thank you. You took the words out of my mouth.
Because you think it's different.
Black kids are different. Let's keep it real. You can't be counting, to your kids. 1, 2.
See, you sound very old school.
I'm very old school.
I'll give you a story before we play videos and all that quick. It's a very quick story.
It's not story time with Robin, regardless.
It is a story time with Robin Ayers that I'll make super brief. Today, I get a phone call, or not a phone call, I get a text message from one of my daughters. Yeah. And you see the type of day that it is. It's rainy, cold, California cold, I call it. And she says, can you pick us up during lunchtime? Because they have the passes where they can go out now. Can you pick us up during lunch and, take us home? And I'm like, my first thought was like, nah, because she was complaining about how cold it was, and I'm like, you need to learn how to thug it out. Like, we learned how to thug it out. Absolutely, you gotta tough it out and learn how we did when we were growing up, right?
At 15, you telling her to thug it out?
I didn't say that. That was my thought. And look, this is my story.
I'm sorry.
So back up.
I'm hijacking your story.
Yeah, you definitely are. So, so this is my thought initially. I'm like, and I have things to do. I still gotta, all these different things. And then the more I thought about it, I said, what must they be thinking? It is cold. It is rainy, and mom is at home and able to come pick us up. She's able, right? And I was like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and do it. So I took them, I picked them up, we went some hot chocolate, we got some food, took them back to the school, and we had more than enough time. We were chilling in the front, and we played we played back the Super Bowl, the halftime performance of this past Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. The one and only, and we were just vibing for like another maybe 15 minutes, just kicking it, dancing in the car. We had a good time before I sent them back on their way into school, and I thought, this, number one, would have been sort of a missed opportunity had I not done it. Number two, they're probably going to remember this forever. And the fact that I considered their feelings and how they were, thinking that it's cold and mom is able to do it, it'd be nice, right? And then I thought, it kind of falls under the gentle parenting guidelines, just really empathy and thinking about our kids. This is totally different than what black parents, how we are with our children, especially how we grew up.
That's not what I call gentle parenting, though.
No, I think it falls under gentle parenting, sort of the umbrella of it, meaning, understanding and compassion and things like that. But there's actually a video that I'm going to play on the other side because I want you to hear why I even started thinking about this topic in the first place. And it comes from somebody in the black community who was raised pretty much like we were. She was raised pretty hard, and now she's trying to raise her kids under the gentle parenting guidelines. So when we come forward, I'll definitely play you that, and I want to get your thoughts on it as well. You are still inside the Raw Report. It's KBLA Talk 1580. Stay right there.
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles, like George and Weezy, Danny Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect, provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader Newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
If you're living with diabetes and using insulin, you know the pain of pricking your fingers over and over again. Ouch! Well, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce the pain of pricking your fingers. If you administer insulin 3 or more times per day, or use an insulin pump, call now and learn how a CGM can help you.
Painless. No more pricking my finger. No finger pricks. Convenience. They delivered it free and they took care of all the paperwork.
You can reduce pain right away. Plus, it's accurate, easy to use, and helps you spend more time in range. And if you have insurance, you can get a new CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost. Call now and get free shipping of your new CGM. Plus, we'll bill your insurance for you. 800-457-9220. 800-457-9220. 800-457-9220. That's 800-457-9220.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, reminding you, when we fight, we win. Central CSO organizes for the rights of the undocumented, quality public education, and supporting in solidarity other communities seeking social justice. Central CSO stands for Chicano X, self-determination, defending public education, and fighting for all oppressed people in Boyle Heights and East Los Angeles. Find Central CSO meetings every third Wednesday. Visit online at centralcso.wordpress.com or on Instagram at CentralCS. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Real talk, real time, the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
The word of the night tonight is dank.
Did you say it?
Dank.
I can't believe you said it.
What is the definition of dank? I don't even know.
But whatever it is the perfect word. That's a great word.
Dank.
Dank. What does it say?
This is my definition of dank.
Well,
it's weed. It's fire weed.
Oh, is that a slang term for marijuana?
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Oh,
you be like, man, you got that dank.
Okay, calm down. First,
I'm just saying, you got to say with that emphasis.
Oh no. You the real definition is. It's disagreeably damp, musty, and typically cold.
Dirtiest.
Huge dank caverns is an example.
That's like armpit right there. Dank caverns.
So strong smell.
Strong, like funky. Like
musty.
Yep.
I'm looking at a definition that says unpleasantly moist or humid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
that too.
Yeah, I do it.
Dank. Let's play this clip for you, and Danny is going to tell me what he thinks about gentle parenting. What is your style of gentle parenting? Because you were raised a certain kind of way, and typically we sort of reproduce what we know, right? And so this new style, I don't know if you agree with or not. But let's go ahead and play this clip. It's from, her name is Bam, and she was from one of the reality shows, I think Love and Hip Hop or something like that. Love and Hip Hop, Bambi, that's what she used to go by, I think Bambi, or still. Anyway, she was sort of raised like hardcore, a little hard, and she had children with Scrappy, another rapper from Atlanta.
Bambi and Scrappy.
Another rapper from the Atlanta area, and he was also part of the Love and Hip Hop cast and crew. And so let's hear from her what she has to say. I thought it was a great point, but I want to hear from you.
So for the longest, I've been trying to figure out why so many people have an issue with the term, the way that people are raising their kids now. I don't understand it. I don't feel like gentle parenting is a direct correlation between like your kids being disrespectful and walking all over you and all that types of stuff. I feel like, gentle parenting is a space where you create for your kids so that they can feel like they have a voice, they have an opinion, you can help regulate their emotions and their feelings and truly try to tap into what they got going on, right?
Is that the whole clip?
Respectful because they have been respected at home. They can choose the people that they feel are appropriate to be around them, the people that value them and respect them and show empathy and all that types of stuff. Now, on the flip side, the people out here who feel like it's cool to just go ahead and backhand your kid in the mouth because they talking back, what is that showing your kid? We ain't supposed to hit dogs. We ain't supposed to hit old people. We ain't supposed to do none of that shit. But you're telling your kids that they really ain't shit because...
Yeah. So, the question is, do you agree with her?
I had an unhealthy, but yet still appreciated fear of my mother.
An unhealthy...
It's unhealthy to fear your mom, I think. But I thought I appreciate it now as an adult. Like, okay. I didn't want to screw up because I saw that what she was going through with my father all the time. Mm-hmm. My father, as you know, was an absentee father. So I was like, I don't want to disappoint my mom. Plus, she'll pop me in the mouth at the same time. So I think you have to fear your parents a little bit. A little bit. But if you're trying to be friends with your kids, it's going to not work out for you in the end. And so they always, I think some would say that this generation of kids are so aggressive now because they don't know how to be disciplined. And the only discipline they know is what they see in music videos and on social media. That's why they're pulling out guns quicker. That's why they're doing just asinine things to each other. But we never taught them discipline in the home. And sometimes that takes you getting popped in the mouth. It does.
I hear that. I hear that point. And I think a lot of people would agree with you. Here is the difference, though, in what I've heard. That could it be true that the reason why we're seeing so many people pull out guns now and fight so fast and all of these things is because they don't know how to express themselves, because how they grew up, they were never afforded the opportunity to express themselves. You know, usually it's like go in the room. You know how it is. Stop crying. I'll give you something to do what I said just because I said it, or just getting popped without any sort of explanation or talking to. So I'm saying how we were raised. I'm talking about my generation for the most part. We are all very familiar with it. Go get the switch from the tree. Go get the, you know what I mean?
Three switches.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, my mom was different.
We all, I've seen it before. Trust me, I get it. But we're all familiar with that sort of parenting style. So could it be true that the reason we're seeing this influx of, people just resorting to violence very fast is because they don't know how to express themselves because they weren't raised that way.
You got to have some control. You got to have some structure in your life. And these kids that are babied or pampered, it seems like that they don't. I think that's also why they're anymore. Because, man, when I was coming up, the OGs had as much power as the parents.
Yeah.
But these cats ain't listening to them cats anymore. Because, one, they don't have to listen to their parents. They surely going to listen to some cat in the neighborhood that's not their biological parent.
I hear that.
And I think there's a reason when you go to the service that they check you as soon as you walk up in there. 18, 19-year-old kid, you probably been given some troubles in your neighborhood back at the house. The minute you walk up on that boot camp, they in your nose like this. Say, whoa, say something, say something.
Have you seen that, what's the show? It's called, Scared Straight.
Of course.
My kids watched Scared Straight for the first time, and this was probably several months ago, and they were like, Mom, thank you for raising us the way that you raised us, because these kids in this show, because, the kid, even to make it onto the show, you probably wilding out. You know what I mean? And so I agree with you. I will say this, though, when it comes to gentle parenting, I think there's a mix. I think you can have your cake and eat it, too. I try to understand who my kids are and who they will be in the future. I think that is the step that so many parents are missing. We talk to our kids and treat our kids as children, forgetting that their memories are going to hold on to everything you say, everything you do, and that one day they will become an adult, and they are going to remember everything that you do. They're going to remember if you respected them or not. And so I think sometimes we need to talk to the adult, talk to the champion in your kid, right, and respect the person that they will become. So there is a fine balance, because I agree. I think that they need to know that you have a little bit of crazy in you at the same time, so not to try you. But I think there can be somewhat of a boundary there, a balance.
Is it fair to say that there's not only a racial separation, there's also a gender disconnect between black kids or black boys and black girls? because I'm different with my daughter than I was with my son. And I just feel that we don't have to go through it again tonight because we've done it a bunch of times on this show, how it's just different for black men in this country. So I'm tougher with my sons. Yeah. You know, because we have to live life differently in this country. So I'm tougher, and I show them how to be prepared.
Yeah, I think that's necessary, but I feel too tough in showing some kind of gentle parenting with even the black boys these days. I think is also very necessary because these little boys don't have any sort of no way to express themselves. They are just out here bottling all their feelings in. There was another clip from Love and Hip Hop where Scrappy, the guy who she's got the babies with, he's talking to his mom, very famous mother-daughter.
Saw that clip.
Yeah, where he's going off on her, telling her how his perspective and how he was being raised, and he says, I can't even talk to you because you're so hard. He grew up, in a trap house. He grew up watching grown adults do dope in front of him, all kinds of things. He had to sleep with his mom in her bed every day because his room was being occupied by something or someone else. And imagine growing up like that, not even knowing that you have an outlet to speak, your feelings or and so that's what I'm saying. I think these boys also these days, as true as it is that you need to prepare them and be hard on them and prepare them for the world, it's also true that they need some balance. They need to know that they can cry. They need to know that there can be a little like a sensitive side and that you're not going to be laughed at or that it will be appreciated as well. So I think that's equally important for boys.
That's fair. There are some that would say the tougher you had in an upbringing, the harder you should be on your black son. the worse your circumstances were, the more I got to drop the hammer on you. Yeah. And it's unfair, but I got to tell you, I mean, my mother, she was tough. She was. Best thing that ever happened to me. Best thing that ever happened to me.
A lot of people would agree with you.
And you can't get away with, pulling 3 switches off a tree and, whipping you with one, and once one break, use the second one. And try doing that in 2022, you find yourself behind bars. I understand that. Yeah. But this world is not kind to black boys.
Speaking of not kind to black boys, when we come forward on the other side, we're going to talk about how they're not being kind to Corey Hardrick because we never got to this yesterday. We need to talk about what exactly is going on. We don't know. So we still don't know. So we're all speculating what's going on between Corey Hardrick and his.
We know
his. Don't do him like that. And Tia Mowry, I think is how you say it. So we'll talk about that when we come forward. But right now, some news, and hopefully we can get Dominique DePrimo on the other side of this as well. So you're still inside the Rob Report. It's KBLA Talk 1580. We got a lot to talk about.
Nighttime is the right time for Danny Morrison on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Mike Stevens with an election update from the Black Information Network. The counting is still going on in various races, and there are still outcomes to be determined. Here is what we know for sure. These are all final results involving black candidates. Democrat Wes Moore is the first black governor in Maryland. He beat the Republican in a landslide. Letitia James, Democratic African-American Attorney General in New York, has lost her race. She is one of the main prosecutors of Donald Trump. Black Republican U.S. Senator Tim Scott victorious in his race in South Carolina. African-American Democrat Val Demings lost her bid to become U.S. Senator in Florida. For several other important races that will affect the balance of power in Washington, Americans are still in the mix in several of those contests. I'm Mike Stevens with an election update from the Black Information Network. Another update coming shortly.
NetSpend All Access account. Get the account designed for your everyday mobile banking needs. Banking services provided by and account established by Pathward N.A. Member FDIC. Deposit account opening is subject to registration and ID verification. Terms and costs apply.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
As long as NFL owners have nobody to answer to, the league will continue to have an embarrassing shortage of black head coaches. Only 3 of the NFL's 32 teams have a black head coach, and one of them, Carolina Steve Wilkes is working on an interim basis. The Indianapolis Colts hired just Saturday a TV analyst to take over the head coaching duties after Frank Reich was fired on Monday. Saturday played 13 years for the Colts, but he's never coached in the NFL. The Colts have 7 black assistants on their staff, including defensive backs coach Ron Miles, who has 32 years of coaching experience. Even when you do the math, it does not add up to fair opportunities in the National Football League. No debate, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. This sports report was brought to you by MVP Accident Settlement. And we're slam dunk. Call 833-MVP-WINS or check their website at themvp.com for a free case review.
If you're the victim of a car accident, call the pros at MVP Accident Attorneys. When it comes to getting the maximum compensation you deserve, our team hits it out of the park. Call 833-MVP-WINS for a free case review.
Call me your MVP.
If you're not listening to Tavis Smiley weekday mornings on KBLA Talk 1580, you're missing out. Everybody wants to talk to Tavis.
That's one reason, by the way, why I'm so thrilled to have this conversation with you today. The 3 people I always most hoped would interview me were Phil Donahue, Studs Terkel, and Tavis Smiley. Donahue's retired, Terkel's deceased, so this is a real thrill for me. And the reason why I have such respect for what you do is you have a historically informed conversation of depth and detail.
Be sure to tune in to Tavis Smiley weekday mornings, 9 a.m. to 12 noon on your unapologetically progressive radio station, KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580.
Our Weekly Los Angeles is the largest audited black newspaper in the state of California with a distribution of over 50,000 copies weekly. Pick up a copy every Thursday to get the news on African American communities of LA. You can also keep up with what's going on in Los Angeles and surrounding cities by going to www.ourweekly.com. The Our Weekly website is updated daily with the current news about us and for us. For your advertising needs, Our Weekly offers economical advertising packages to fit your budget. Feel free to call Our Weekly Los Angeles at 323-905-1300 or visit the website at www.ourweekly.com. Our Weekly Los Angeles, reporting news that matters to you.
Roll out. The all-new Gardena Nissan is proud to be a partner of KBLA, and right now, during their fall sales event, 0 down delivers any new or pre-owned car at Gardena Nissan. They're located conveniently on Redondo Beach Boulevard at Western, and they specialize in helping folks out who have no credit, bad credit, bankruptcies, or repos. The folks at Gardena Nissan will take fantastic care of you and help you get into the car you need and deserve at a spectacular price. Visit them today or shop online at GardinaNissan.com. The all-new Gardena Nissan is proud to be a partner of KBLA, and right now, during their fall sales event, 0 down delivers any Nissan. For the best deals, log on to GardinaNissan.com. 0 down on approved credit. GardinaNissan.com. Roll out.
Now arriving, the Camp. Metro's new rail line will connect communities like West Adams, Crenshaw, Baldwin Hills, Leimert Park, and Inglewood. It all opens up Friday, October 7th, and you're invited to celebrate at the grand opening block party featuring food, live performances by local artists, and more. It's all happening at Leimert Park Plaza on Friday, October 7th from noon to 6 p.m. Find out more about the festivities, new stations, and free rides at metro.net/K-Line. KBLA Talk 1580 is the official station of the K-Line.
Geico presents Daily Affirmations. Repeat after me. We are filled with an abundance of joy.
We are filled with an abundance of joy.
Also an abundance of questions. Good thing Geico has 24/7 claim service to help answer questions and resolve claims quickly.
Good thing Geico has 24/7 claim service.
We are also filled with an abundance of biscuits.
We are also filled with I don't think it works this way.
And jam. Don't forget jam.
To manifest more Geico in your life, go to geico.com.
You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
Oh, come on now. I'll tell you, we love Megan tonight. Let's go. We're going to be doing some parenting after tonight. I'm telling you right now. Injection, fellas. Come on. Yeah. I don't know why this song is playing. It is not relevant at all. but it's fire. Boys to men. Let's go.
The love I have right next to me is here and always will be.
There it is again.
Emotionally, as you can feel and will see. Why can't we go all the way to the top, the fullest extreme? The sounds I hear when you're with me express the way that you feel, girl.
First of all, ain't nobody saying or in bed. Danny Morrison Show. KBLA. Anyway, anybody saying that.
Okay.
If somebody's danked, you might go, I'm just saying it's possible. That's all I'm saying.
Not if you're dank.
You want to take a phone call?
Let's take a phone call.
The Oracle is on the phone. Fahima, give us your height, your color, and your hood theme.
I'm 5'6" still. I'm calling from Harlem. And
Harlem, checking in. Drop that. Come on. Yeah.
What else do you want to know, Danny?
I want to know what's your zodiac sign?
That's Capricorn.
Capricorn.
Oh, my sister's a Capricorn.
She's a lovely person, isn't she?
She is a lovely person.
You.
January or December Capricorn?
She's a January 15th.
So that's right on the cusp, the same day as Martin Luther King's actual birthday.
That's right.
Okay. And by the way, I agreed with your analysis last night about Kyrie Irving. I don't know if you got that DM.
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
Yes, well, I wasn't going to call in. There's an echo. Do you hear the echo?
No,
we don't hear it on the side.
Okay. All right, so I wasn't going to call in, but when you brought up the conversation about gentle parenting versus how many of us were raised during the prior generation, I again agree with you, Robin. You need a combination of the two. But I wanted to ask you, Danny, are you familiar with Dr. Joy DeGruy, post-traumatic slave?
Yeah.
Okay, do you remember the video that she did of the presentation where she talked about the reason why our parents or grandparents were putting the bulldog grip on us and making us get switches, which created all this trauma? It goes back to slavery.
I have played that clip on this very broadcast, by the way.
Okay, then you should understand. So I'm going to ask you a question, Danny. Would you? I know you have at least a son. Do you have more than a son? Do you have a daughter too? Okay, my 3 sons. Okay. So,
great show, by the way.
Would you rather your sons fear you, or do you want to have the type of relationship with your son where they know they can come to you and just tell you anything, discuss anything with you, and of course they would not want to disappoint you? Or do you want them to be so terrified, make sure Daddy don't find out because I don't want to hear his mouth? I don't know what he would do.
I'm probably the wrong person to have this conversation with because I have a wonderful relationship with my sons. Really wonderful.
Well, but I'm raising that because you were saying that it was necessary to. It sounded like you agreed with the way that people were. No, I'm asking you rhetorically. All right,
okay.
Let's put it up. Let's say you had a daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Would you want your daughter to fear you? Or would you want your daughter to know that she can discuss anything with you? You're going to be supportive. And one of the things she doesn't want to do, she would never want to disappoint you.
Well, I have to be honest. I've never spent. I do have a daughter, by the way.
Okay.
She's 8 years old.
Okay, and this is my
I'm quite
point.
the hypocrite, by the way, on that.
Oh, okay. Well, this is the point. And Robert had made mention about. We have a group of young people who don't know how to express their emotions. They're violent. It also perpetuates women in domestic violence situations because your parents love you, but they're beating the stuffing out of you. And it's teaching. We got a bunch of people that's got trauma. And the trauma is a direct result of parents physically, in many instances, abusing their kids. They may not realize, that they're abusing them, but it is abuse. The way many of us were raised was abuse.
I can't deny, I told Robin and Andy off mic that when I was growing up and I'd get a spanking and you get the switches off the tree and I would go outside afterwards, and when my mom would let me go outside afterwards and you have those tiger stripes on your legs and your behind, and your buddies be laughing at you, but you look back and you go, I don't know if that's the way to go when it comes to spanking your children. But once again, my mother did a fantastic job though. So,
okay.
Go ahead.
No shade on your mom.
You better not. You disrespecting my mom. What you not gonna do?
And at the same time, on the plantation, they used to make us go and get the weapon that they were going to whip us with. Okay, that being said, I just want to move on, and I want to mention. I wasn't going to call in about the Kyrie Irving situation. There's a couple of things that have. Do you know he went live on Instagram today, and also he had, and I don't know what took place first. He had a conversation with reporters indicating that he apologized and he acknowledged that there was some troubling things in the video. Did you see that?
No, I did not see that. No, but he is now acknowledging that there are some things in the video that he doesn't agree with, which he should have done in the first place. But if that's what he did, that's
again, Danny, as I mentioned, I don't think he should have posted it, but and actually he posted it, I believe, in response to some of the things that Kanye was saying. When he was saying we are the Jews, right? Now, let me just, as I prefaced last night, I do people who are descendants of the Hebrews. I do believe there are black people who are Native Americans. I don't believe all black people in America are Hebrews, and I don't believe all black people, as FBA contends, are the original Native Americans. That is just nonsense. Okay, that being said, when Kanye had said that we are the Jews in response to one of the reporters, I think that's what Kyrie was responding to. Even when he insisted tonight that he can't be anti-Semitic because, this goes back to Candace Owens, for example, as I mentioned. She made this video on her show, and somebody sent it to me because I don't watch her. But she defended Kyrie Irving. She actually talked about the pain that black people have by not knowing where we come from. And she actually said, I, as a black person, I almost fell off. I thought the tape was doctor.
Oh, she's trying to be black now? Is that what it is? They always.
But then afterwards, she went into some conspiracies about Paul Pelosi being attacked. So she hasn't changed. I wasn't a bit fooled by her. But, I do think, I agree with Nick Cannon. I do believe that they're using him as an example. And I heard what you said about how Donald Sterling was immediately asked to sell his team.
Yeah, Robin made that point. It's a very good point.
Yes, and I agree. But at the same time, I think they're asking him. The man said that he apologized, right? He said there were things in the film that were inaccurate and unfortunate. I have no intention of watching the film, and there are things that I have heard before, and yes, two things could be true at the same time.
I hear you.
20
seconds for him because we up against it though. Wrap it up for him.
Okay, I'm gonna get off and listen, but we just need to watch this situation as it unfolds, and I would encourage you, Danny and Robin, to check Irving's live. He did a live earlier this evening.
Yeah,
he was just talking.
I didn't know that he did that either. So we'll definitely check it out.
He was just talking to Generation Z.
All right. Okay. Have a blessed night. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Bahima.
The Oracle, y'all. Breaking it down like she does on a nightly basis. 1-800-920-1580. Ride report continues on the other side. Danny Mo Show. Stay there.
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles. Like George and Weezy, Danny Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580.
It's the holiday season. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News. Some things to look forward to this holiday season. Whitney fans Whitney Houston's estate to release fragrance in her honor, reportedly marking one of the first official endorsement deals for the late singer. Available through the Home Shopping Network, Scent Beauty, and even Walmart by mid-November. And fans are also thrilled to see the Best Man franchise time as a limited series debuting in December on Peacock. I just love the holidays. What are you most excited about this season? Tweet us to let us know at KBLA 1580 #KBlackMinuteHoliday.
When you're the victim of a car accident, who goes to bat for you is crucial. We're MVP Accident Attorneys, the personal injury pros. Hiring the right law firm could be the difference between a rewarding settlement and striking out. When it comes to getting the maximum compensation you deserve, our team hits it out of the park. Call the pros at MVP Accident Attorneys at 833-MVP-WINS for a free case review. Call 833-MVP-WINS.
Call on me, your MVP. Show them who we are.
KBLA Talk 1580 has not one, but two Black Panther Wakanda Forever weekend giveaways for KBLA Talk 1580 listeners. Friday, November 11th starts your weekend with a private screening of Black Panther Wakanda Forever, dinner for two, and an overnight stay at the W Hotel Hollywood. On Saturday, be our guest to the KBLA Wakanda Forever. When a KBLA Wakanda Forever weekend at the W Hotel Hollywood. It's simple to enter. Open the KBLA Talk 1580 app and enter to win. Two winners will be announced Thursday, November 10th. Listen to KBLA Talk 1580 to find out if you will experience the KBLA Talk 1580 Wakanda Forever weekend. Starting Friday, November 11th at the W Hotel Hollywood. Black Panther Wakanda Forever private screening. Dinner for two. Overnight stay at the W Hotel Hollywood. Brunch and pool party on Saturday. Download the KBLA app and enter to win the KBLA Talk 1580 Black Panther Wakanda Forever weekend. Black Panther Wakanda Forever opens November 11th in theaters nationwide, but there's only one way to win the KBLA Talk 1580 Black Panther Wakanda Forever weekend. Open the KBLA Talk 1580 app and enter to win. The KBLA Talk 1580 Black Panther Wakanda Forever weekend is sponsored by Top Shelf Getaway.
Only the most broken people can be raping their seniors.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Stop the violence. Increase the Peace Foundation. It's a non-profit, community-based organization dedicated to fostering peace while mitigating. Established in 1993, Stop the Violence, Increase the Peace has provided a wide variety of assistance to thousands of youth, families, and victims of violence over the past 3 decades, including intervention services, conflict and dispute resolution training, grief counseling, and victims advocacy. In addition, the foundation offers an array of classes focused on anger management, domestic violence, parenting, substance abuse, and more. To make a donation or to access services, call 323-445-8620. That's 323-445-8620 or visit www.increasethepeacefoundation.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Real talk, real time, the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
We appreciate everybody checking in inside our YouTube page right now. KBLA Talk 1580 YouTube. Richie Rich chimed in on the topic, and he says, and I quote here, we are the fathers and mothers of civilization, ma'am. We are the indigenous people of all lands. We founded all aspects and sects of religion, science, mathematics, etc.
Oh, was that in response to Fahima?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think everybody has their own beliefs, and then one part that I do want to say once again from this film is that the film in question, it says the film promotes Black Hebrew Israelite beliefs that some people of color, are the true descendants of the biblical Israelites. And so I think that's where she's always stemmed from. Fahima's always said some people of color, not everybody, but people feel very strongly. people feel very strongly about black people being the foundation of, of everything. So
they believe that we are the original man.
Absolutely. And
let me read this to you.
Yeah.
I was going to read it to you last night. It's a tweet from a listener named Teacher Builder that tweeted this at me yesterday, and it was too good to pass up. It says, by grace, I'm guessing you mean from our community. They haven't said anything negative about our community with the exception of the George Floyd comment from Ye. We are channeling, rather supporting, and have been under attack from the powers that be for hundreds of years. Anytime one of our people stands up to the oppression, we rally behind them. While I agree, we don't have many strong independent leaders. That is not necessarily the only reason for our support. I cannot speak for everyone, but I hope that our people gain a better understanding of who we are and where we come from out of the controversy. I hope it opens our eyes to the royalty, legacy, and divinity of our people. Additionally, I hope people realize that if they are speaking truth and historical accuracy, then they are being bullied and condemned for entirely other reasons. What do you think?
Okay.
Look at you. That sounds fantastic.
It's fair.
Let me put it another way. Is it possible that we are just so much in search of our identity that we are just grabbing at straws at this point? Anybody that comes up with any sort of concept, any sort of philosophy, we go, okay, well, maybe that's our answer.
Okay. So this is what I wanted to address earlier. Remember I said I have a pretty good response for this. I don't know if it's the correct response or not, but this is my theory. I always go back to Forrest Gump, right? When Forrest Gump was running, When Forrest Gump was running and he was on a mission, he did not even know what his mission was, but he was on a mission. And more importantly, the optics were that he was on a mission. And people, when they see you so passionate about something and you're going in a direction, we all need something to hold on to. We all need a leader. We just, especially if you're not going to step up, if that's not innately what you do, you want to have structure, you want to have leadership, and so we grab to the one who looks like they know where they're going. Sometimes you find out later along the journey whether they're right or wrong, and some people will sit back before they take a hold of that leadership or they follow that leadership. They will sit back and see where that person is going. Other people are just going to follow along. Other people are just going to hop on that train. And I think a lot of the times what we're seeing is, like, Ye is such a passionate guy, and he's proven a lot of. He's proven the success rants that he's gone on over the years that he's the best and that he's godlike and he's in God's image and all this stuff. And that
he's proven he's godlike.
No,
I see where you're going.
I'm saying in the sense of he's saying basically I'm the best and I'm going to prove that. He's proven that. He's proven that he's certainly in the top ranks, right?
Oh, he's backed up his words for sure.
Absolutely. So with that being said, if you have someone who has sort of a proven track record in any area, by the way, someone told me this a long time ago, once you prove that you're good in some area, people are going to think that you can do anything. So I think once Ye started going off into this other sort of rant in another direction, because he took that same passion and he has a track record, people are like, oh, Ye has a proven track record, so I'm pretty much going to follow him anywhere because he's just as passionate about this as he was with that.
Okay.
So I think what's happening is a lot of people have jumped on board and they feel like he is the leader. He is the Forrest Gump. I see him running. I don't know if he's going to be right or wrong, but I'm just going to get behind him and I'm going to start running with him. And so similarly, you have, now we're looking at Kyrie, and it's a similar sort of reaction. Well, first of all, I can't say if it's that same reaction because, like I said, I don't know if people are, if they've taken to him promoting this film as like truth. I don't know that. I didn't do enough research. I think the other side is fearful of, because you have that platform, that people will look to you because of the platform, that people will look to you as a leader and that they'll just follow you and believe, this film that you've promoted. So those types of similarities, I think, go back to your question, I think that's what we're battling here. Black people, we don't necessarily have, there are some true leaders, don't get me wrong. We have some solid leaders in our community, whether right here in California, just across the nation, we do. We have some great leaders. But those leaders may not even speak to you. So you want someone who speaks to you, someone who might be, closer in age to you, maybe within the same industry as you. It depends. It's different for everybody. But once you identify somebody who looks like they can be a leader and they're talking like leadership, like leaders talk, some of our people, a lot of our people just hop on board not knowing if that's the truth or not, and they find out along the way if you really can be trusted as a leader.
I receive every word you said. I think you're dead on. My only concern is Kanye West is 45 years old, and he's still speaking to the young generation. Why are they following him then? He's not of their generation.
Oh, but he kind of is. He's still speaking the same language. He's still in that hip hop generation. Hip hop is leading it all, right? Hip hop is it's the culture of it that makes him sort of a leader in that industry, and so he's going to speak to younger, older, peers. He definitely has a pulse on these young people and what they're interested in. So
it was originally going to be the topic tonight that we're giving too much power to our black celebrities. I think this is indicative of that right now, and it's a problem. Should they be at the forefront of our movement as a people in 2022?
Nah.
No!
Nah, I wouldn't say that. I mean, at least not in a political manner. You can't lead in a political you can't take that stance unless you really know what you're talking about. And so I think that's sort of the way that they're trying to go. Well, I'll speak to Ye because he specifically, clearly is trying to take a political leadership here.
He ran for president.
Yeah, exactly. Clearly.
Kind of.
So you can't. We can't listen to people.
We have so much work to do.
We do. We always say this, but this is a part of what we're doing here. It's a progressive radio station. We're a progressive show. We have to keep having conversations about it, and we'll unpack it.
But if we haven't even identified who we're going to follow into the promised land, we got further to go than we initially thought.
Well, there are people that we've identified. I think we have to give some credit where it's due.
Well done. 1-800-920-1580, 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, we'll do some upon further review clips. Don't forget Areva Martin reporting from Karen Bass headquarters. We'll check in with her at the bottom of the next hour. Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580. Right now, news and traffic. Let's go.
KBLA 1580 Santa